Hi, we're Steve and Tricia, and we've done a lot of things over the years. We raised 4 great kids. We took a trip across Canada for a month and then traveled home through the States. We built a home on our just over 1 acre property and then built another home for my parents. We invite you to join us over this next little while for life on the Northside. When you hear the eaves troughs start to drip, then you know sap time is here.
Good morning, modern cottagers. Morning.
I don't know if you can take somebody else's line.
Modern cottagers?
Oh, cottagers, that's true.
Thank you, Amazon, for the fire started.
Recycling comes in handy for some things. You're going to cheat.
All the YouTubers have these to start fires. Nobody uses matches anymore.
No.
It's so passe.
I think it's just a man's match. You have too much fun with that.
Yeah, I think we'll put some handles on these guys. Makes it easier to come out.
Why do you add the snow?
To clean out the trains. It'll boil up. The ice will take quite a long time to melt. Not a lot of things you need to know about this portion of it. Just don't use yellow snow.
Oh, honey.
That it's nice to have a long pipe so you're not breathing in the smoke. And a good windy day helps.
We didn't always have a good pipe.
Now we had open fires.
You've got ice in your pans right now?
Ice my pants? Ice in my pans.
Yes.
Okay. Ice my pants? Ice in my pans.
Yes.
Okay. Enunciation is yes.
Everything.
So that'll get boiling and that'll help to clean the pans out. Then we'll dump the water up, put the syrup in. See, you drill about 1.5 inches deep. You're supposed to move your holes. You don't want any holes too close together from last year. I put 2 taps on because it's a bigger tree. You can see it starting to run in the line.
How big do they have to be?
I think they say about 10 inches round. The lids just keep a lot of the stuff from falling down in the maple syrup. Bugs and bits of bark. See, that one's running right away.
Can you remember how many trees we tapped last year?
I think about 14.
Okay.
On a good day, it'll drip about every second.
Wow.
There you go. That I emptied this one already. It was half ice, and we've got 2 inches of sap in there, just in about 2 hours. So, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a slow trickle running down the hose all the time. This one over here was plugged up with a bit of wood. There was a bit of wood stuck in the tap. I couldn't understand why it wasn't dripping, so I pulled it out, blew it out, and now it's dripping.
Oh, look at that. Neat.
I had nothing in the bucket at all. These two, I've emptied once already, and they've got an inch. That was just before lunch. This one down here is a third full, so I'll bring it up. Back boiling, but that's just water, so we're going to dump that in.
Smells like sweet water.
That was just water. That's all from ones I tapped this morning.
Oh, just this morning, eh? 3/4 of a bucket?
Thankfully, whatever falls on the ground, the other animals eat. Wild turkeys included. Even the birds get fed well around here.
What kinds have you got?
Well, that's sunflower, and I'm not sure what else is with it. And this is a mixture. Just a mixture of sunflower and whole grains. It says no corn. Apparently corn's not good, but I didn't know. You had to be so picky, but there you go. We hang them up high so the squirrels can't jump up, but they come across the wire, apparently upside down.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah, it's for the birds. That's all I can say.
There's a big chunk of ice. It's going to slosh out. Good one.
Well, Well, that's a good sign. Usually once the ground softens up, that's warm enough, it means the trees will run. Well, here we are at the old maple sap syrup evaporator. You know what they say, watching paint dry or watching water boil. It doesn't boil any quicker, doesn't dry any quicker. I was mentioning about the trees rotting while they're still standing. You can see this tree was standing. Came down in a windstorm on our neighbor's property and it's getting rotten. So part of that's still good for firewood, but if I let the stuff stand in the woods any longer, it won't be worth much. And we do use firewood. And when you cut a tree down, others come and grow in its place.
How much firewood do you usually cut up in a...
Well, I don't know about cut up, but that would be the whole winter's worth right there. That's one winter's worth for the amount that we come up. Now some of this is already dry, so if I split it now, it'll be ready for the next fall, because it was already dry standing on like when it was up in the tree. There wasn't too much sap going through it. This is a tree that a beech tree that I tried my lack of skill at with milling. So I have a Alaskan sawmill, and I was just trying to mill it to see what I could do, if I could make some planks. So I made a few.
Yeah, there's some good looking logs there.
So we'll have a go at it again later. What happened, Trish?
Honey, my mom was getting very cold.
Is this one of the dangers of or of tapping? Sorry, not sapping. I think that was
Honey, my mom's really
that was a
cold.
Freudian slip.
Just a second.
This is when the sap comes out in the woods.
Oh,
The sap
dear.
comes
oh, my
out.
mom's so wet.
The sap comes out to tap. Let's see. Show me. Better call 911. The cameraman just fell over.
I may end up in a snowbank again.
Starting to get a bit golden.
Nice. We'll use the strainer and get out all the little babies.
The back one is rolling pretty good.
Oh, can't even see them there. Oh,
Okay. So I combined the two pots down to one, and you can see it's boiled within about 1.5 inches off the bottom. Got it to a good rolling boil. That's what you want. So from here on, it'll move pretty quick, so you have to stay with it. Keep a nice hot fire right underneath near the front, so the heat's underneath just that one pan.
Okay.
And then fill the back tray up with snow so that it melts, and as it boils, it helps to clean the pan out.
I guess it keeps the pan from warping too, eh?
Yeah, you can't have it dry. And if I take it out, then there's this big gaping hole and you lose all your heat. So you have to have something in there. And yeah, so it serves dual purpose.
It's smelling sweet.
The problem with this setup is because the pan is right in the fire, that the edges of the pan get really hot and the sugar burns a little bit on the side. And so you get some of that burnt flavor in the maple syrup. Whereas if you had a pan that was just on the top, just the bottom would get hot and the sides wouldn't burn, but you'd also lose a lot of your heat. So this is actually more efficient.
Yeah, I got it all ready. Now it's not as thick as we would like.
Where's your cough filter?
It's underneath. Just a second now, I've got it all set up. You just give me a second. Started out with an empty wood pile from all the wood that we've used this winter and split enough to get us started on next winter's supply. It was a good first run when you think that the trees had been tapped less than 24 hours. I think Steve will up his number of buckets for next week, and we'll look for some good maple syrup recipes. We'd love your suggestions in the comments below. Our favorites are the pour maple syrup over pork chops in the final minutes of frying, or to drizzle carrots just before you serve them up. They're so tasty. I look forward to your comments below, and I'll give you another all-time favorite recipe the next time.